So, getting going here on the beans at the old farm. A little bit on my new land here, and one more small field yet to do. Probably down to the last 50 acres of beans. Started actually a little over an hour ago, but just kind of got a half a hopper just to, we had to finish filling the grain bins and we moved the auger and whatnot. As these beans over here, the north side here looks better. It's like it's standing a little bit better, but quite a bit of this field though, just like a lot of the beans they're just broken over. But some places, I mean, there was really spotty in places, just like almost like a poor germination almost type deal. You know, I'm not counting the low spots because, you know, some are drowned out and over wet. I mean, yeah, that's kind of like everywhere a guy goes with the soybeans this year. This place just being way too wet. But even on some of the lighter ground here, it's just thin, no volume. But I don't know what's going on this variety. This field is I'll be lucky if this field does the same as my those early beans did that we combined first. I'll be lucky if these beans match that, which is bad for this soil here. That's bad. I don't know if it's just I know this did see hail, but that was just before blooming stage though, so it was quite a while ago. But you kind of see the soybeans right here. They just look, I mean, there's just like there's no volume. It's this is then part of this up here. We took some of the trash off here just to, you know, clean it up a little bit. And I think the where I didn't shred anything kind of started up here somewhere and stayed off this hill. And like I say, it seems like it doesn't matter where I go here. Weighing some options next year what we want to go with. I don't know if we stick with channel or if we go somewhere else or not. I don't know. I might still plant some of those 01 channel beans yet. I'm not sure yet because I've been okay with them. You know, I've been happy with them. Haven't been a bad bean at all. Seem to stand up really nice. And trying here to tell how wet that's been. Plus it's alkali here too. We're actually thinking about planting canola next year, so this might be a prime candidate for canola. So I'm thinking about it. Brother's thinking about it. We might pull the trigger on that on a few acres. Not going to get too overzealous, but might try out some canola next year. Even though I really didn't want to, but well, if we're not going to plant durum anymore for the foreseeable future, well, might as well start trying a new crop, I guess. Problem is our header doesn't have a cross auger on it. That's the one issue, so we're kind of shopping around for a header or just buying the cross auger for this thing. Thing is, I really don't want to trade this header off or sell it. This header we bought brand new in 2013 after 1 year of using a New Holland header. What a pain in the butt that was. Oh my gosh, that was a pain, but that's why I ended up buying this header then. And header's had a couple problems, you know, two hydraulic draper motors blew up on it. It's had one recall on it on the center drive motor. Had flax on those fields over here. I think the flax did a lot better in the low spots than the soybeans did. Put it this way, it's bad when the flax bushels just as close to these beans do. That's not right. You know, that isn't right. Almost done back here. Hoping I get done. The beans are a little bit nicer back here, you know, not by much, but they are a little bit nicer though. Seem a little more consistent, but I emptied out, I still had some of those earlier maturing beans left over yet, so you can see the two shades here. One's more brown, one's more gray. Yeah, those beans are yielding better. These beans yield better. Something going on with the header. I don't know what's going on with it. I can tell there's speaking of the hydraulic motors on this thing blowing up, I noticed that left hydraulic motor on the, I can hear it right now. Yep. It's making a weird noise. It's making a... It only does it when I'm leaning right with the combine. Well, it's the only time it does. I actually stalled my knife when I came into the field here. Coming in along the hill there. Stalled the knife. You can tell it was making that noise all the way along the hill, and then when I turned back around, it quit. Got outside, and when I got back to the other end, I got outside and started looking around the header a little bit, see what the heck's going on, if something's leaking, or am I low on oil or something? Oil level's good. I noticed there was a little bit of oil on the canvas, left-hand canvas draper on the outside. I could see on the inside, and tell that left motor it's wet. It doesn't look like it's, dripping just like it's seeping right now, but so I don't know what's going on there, if that motor's going out, but I don't know if something's misadjusted on the header or something. It's making that knife act wonky. Say the last two fields we did were fairly flat fields, It's just, I guess that field had a couple slopes, but nothing that's like this back here. This is one of our hilliest fields, which is peanuts versus like guys out in Washington deal with. But I don't know, something's just out of calibration or something, or something's broke underneath. I kind of was scanning and looking. I can't see anything out of the ordinary, but I might have to put that big torque wrench on and check the springs and see if I can find something wrong. Then the cows are going to come in here then, and the cows left. Cows, why did you leave? They're way over there now. Why did they leave? Almost couldn't get into the field here by myself. Just barely made it in. Had to help Dad get in with the grain cart. And now they left now. Why did the cows leave? They can come in here hopefully in a half an hour. They can come in here then. Heck, even when I started up the machine, the cows are standing right behind the combine. They didn't even move. Didn't even do anything. They just kind of stood there, stood in the dust then, just like, all right, cows. There's got a lot of tame ones over here, so it's, they like to follow. Getting home actually a little bit earlier than I anticipated, about a half an hour sooner than I was estimating today. So gave myself enough leeway for issues, I guess. Yeah, nice to be done with the beans. Only thing left is corn. And the sad part is right now is that we probably have enough room for the corn now. Because didn't expect some of these beans to do, just being disappointing, a couple of those fields. So we have a little more room than we thought we would have, so I don't know. Gonna have to do a little bit of grain moving a little bit here around. Got some soybeans in 2 other bins that aren't full. Wanna get started on that too. I gotta go eat something while I'm home here, but get those bins opened up, so we should have one of those 2 bins, 3 bins there. Yeah, I don't know. So that's me, what, 18,000 bushels then we'll have available then, I guess. So I wonder if we'll have enough for the corn. It'll be close. So we weren't expecting to have that much storage left over. I'll just gotta look at the soybean seed papers I had in the T9 I had in there from the spring yet. So, but basically the way the soybeans went this year, the 2 varieties I had planted had this variety and had this other variety here. One was early maturing, a little bit taller plant, get the pods off the ground for later soil, and then the other bean is a later maturing that's shorter plant. It's supposed to bushel more bushy, so it's supposed to do better on heavier soils. And yeah, it's bad when those 01s out yield those 10s. That's bad. Because we started growing soybeans, I think, maybe in 2008 or 2009, maybe. Maybe it was maybe it was 2010. Started soybeans, and we went with we were with Pioneer because it took us a couple years to figure it out, and we can usually raise a pretty good soybean crop. Didn't have corn every single year. I think our first year we ever had corn was I was in college. We Pioneer corn, and we never had good luck with it. The couple of years we planted it till tried Channel then a few years ago, and I've been pretty happy with Channel, I guess. So, but soybean seed though, I think Pioneer's got Channel beat there for sure. It's like once we had beans figured out, those Pioneer beans, some of those couple of those varieties were really, really good, unbelievable. Yeah, so really not a whole lot of more combine to do. 2 more solid afternoons will be done, but as they run up, probably wait as long as we can. I know that field east of the yard is going to have to come off within the next 2 weeks for sure, because the cows, whenever we decide to sell calves, and just kind of work on some other products. Got to start bringing the cows home this week. We're going to actually start doing that tomorrow. Bring 2 groups home, and yeah, no, it's supposed to rain on Monday too and Tuesday, so see what happens. But gotta put some of the equipment away then and start tidying up things, do some corralling work, fence work, and before winter sets in, which I hope the snow stays away for quite a while. I mean, we do need some snow at some point for ground cover insulation, but we don't. I'd say I used to love snow, but after when you got to deal with cattle, crops in the springtime, it's just like, you know what? And seeing how a lot of snow doesn't equate to rain, and having zero snow does not equate to zero rain either. Rain is far more superior over snow. The only reason snow is good is if you've been in consecutive droughts where it's like, yeah, all the reservoirs and, water, basically bodies of water are low. Yeah, then snow is really good for that then, absolutely. But other than that though, it's like snow is just good for that, and insulating the ground is insulating and protecting the ground, I guess I should say. So, but yeah, I suppose see what happens.